bit of a story behind this. We were going into Scooby Doo and Kiss Rock and Roll Mystery as thinking it was going to probably be even more ridiculous than WrestleMania Mystery or Stone Age SmackDown or the Mystery Map, all of them combined, because Scooby Doo and Kiss seems a little silly to work with. But then we saw a clip from it, and it was right near the end too, and there was all this crazy crap going on, so it gave us context to actually watch the movie. And the biggest surprise out of all of this, Key, do you want to tell them?
That was awesome!
That was probably one of the most stupidly, epically awesome movies, especially from Scooby Doo, that I've seen in a long, long time.
This feels like one of those 80s like rock and roll movies or music videos that in the 21st century. Oh my goodness. So how about we just how are we going to structure this thing, what we liked and what we didn't like, or
Well, as you'll know, get the intros out of the way. Greetings, every people's cult of personality. ToonKriticY2K is name, Toon's the name of my game.
greetings everyone. I'm Keyframe. I look at point A, point B and everything in between.
And we're back for another Scooby Doo movie. So, man, how many Scooby Doo movies have we done now? We've done WrestleMania Mystery, we've done Mystery Map, and now we're doing this.
This is our third Scooby movie. About a year, man, has it been like a year ago that we did our first Scooby movie with WrestleMania?
I think that was like our very first collab too.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, how the times have gone. This is almost like a little anniversary.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, yay!
So the title of this movie and the DVD cover pretty much speaks for itself. It is Scooby Doo crossing over with Kiss. And they got like the voice actors from they got the voice actors, the usual ones. They got the voices from Kiss to do this. There's songs from Kiss in this.
The soundtrack is so epic.
It is. I'm not the biggest Kiss fan, but I love how they did it here.
Yeah. So the basic plot of this movie is a movie.
Where do we begin? Okay, so Kiss has this place called Kiss World, and it is this big-ass theme park. They've got like all these cool rides based off of like different members of the band, and there's some kind of freaky witch lady that shows up and is harassing everybody at the park. So it feels at first like, you know, your typical thing, you know, Scooby and the gang show up, you know, figure out what's going on, but not quite.
And then we get the opening credits, which is like, we'll talk about like that kind of stuff when we talk about the things we like. But yeah, at first it seems like it's going to be a normal mystery. Then it goes into nut bar territory, and then it comes back into mystery, and then it goes back into nut bar.
It leaves it as sort of like, is it real or is it not? The big thing about this movie is that they're establishing that, it sounds so funny to say this, they're establishing that Kiss, the members of the band, are from a cosmic world and they have superpowers, and there's this whole lore behind them about the Rock of Hysteria, and that they all are basically Sailor Scout Power Rangers mixed with DBZ.
Who are ran by this Jewish elder lady, and they have a magical portal to this cosmic realm from a Ferris wheel, and Star Child, who is Paul Stanley, has like a psychic eye, and Gene Simmons breathes fire, and
the Catman has Wolverine powers.
And the other guy, the spaceman, has lightning bolts. It is the only film where you will get a bunch of Kiss rides, a crazy witch lady, traveling to a cosmic realm, a Chaos Emerald, and Shaggy and Scooby breathing fire.
It basically is a Chaos Emerald at this point.
Yeah, so how about we talk about... I feel like this is one of the first situations where the things we dislike are actually very low compared to the things that we like. So how about we just start with the things that we disliked about this movie?
Okay, yeah, the things that we dislike, let's get all that stuff out of the way.
You start.
So, yeah, so if you're watching this, by the way, there's spoilers in this, so if you haven't seen this or don't want to see this, just take it from us that,
We recommend this movie.
yeah, we do.
This is
And
the perfect thing to watch if you have nothing to do for Halloween and you want to get your friends over and
Yeah.
just watch it.
Yeah, the scary thing is, like, you're probably walking into this, oh, look, ToonKriticY are going to beat up another Scooby Doo movie. No, we actually like this one.
This is why our title card is not us going, oh god, no, we're happy.
Yeah. So the things that I don't like about this, like I said, there's very little that bugs me other than like a few nitpicks here and there. Like some of the voice acting, like for the elders, don't quite fit. I think the witch lady that they went with, something about her didn't quite mesh well with like her animation. But the one big thing that bugged me about this movie is right near the end where they're going into like the whole cosmic world and there's just like epic rock music and the destroyer and all this like great like Sailor Scouty territory things that they're going into. And then after they defeat the big evil guy and they get out of the portal and they come back to our world, they wake up and they throw the whole "it was all a hallucination" gag. Now that I was enjoying this, and then they stuck that in, and I'm like, whoa, 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 no, 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 no. You mean to tell me all that the past 30 minutes was all hallucination? Are you kidding me? No, that ain't gonna fly with me. All that was real.
Yeah, and keep in mind that Kiss having superpowers was something that took up a majority of the movie.
Yeah, there was like 2 times where like they do it, and Shaggy and Scooby are the only ones that see it, and the others are just like, what are you talking about? Kiss don't have superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
Like they played that up, but like if you're gonna do it, just do it, and not in that sense. Just like if you're gonna go ahead with how incredibly stupid this all is, at least do it in a way that's gonna be awesome. I think there's a way to be stupid and be awesome. If it starts taking itself seriously, which is what the movie did. They took the whole Kisteria thing very seriously.
Yeah.
And Velma is the only one that is all sarcastic about it and doesn't believe it.
Yeah, and it's just like, I will say this, that they made up for it with the ending, that so it didn't feel like we just watched 30 minutes of someone taking a nap.
Yeah.
But,
The other thing I didn't like, okay, so they did a lot of shipping in this movie, specifically, yes, specifically with Daphne and Starchild, and it really bugs Fred. Like, this is the thing that bugs me. Daphne has always bugged me. She's never been my favorite character from the series, and she acts like such a bimbo in this. I can't say slut. I want to say bimbo because she was fawning over John Cena in like the WrestleMania movie. Now she's fawning over Starchild, and they have like this whole thing where Fred's jealous about it, and then they try to stick in, oh, Fred likes the science chick and Daphne's jealous about it. I'm like, okay, can we stop with the whole circling and dancing around each other thing? Because it's funny for a while, but then it's like, why are you still doing this if like you're not gonna get together, or are you, or what's going on here?
yeah, and then like at the end of the movie, she freaking French kisses Paul Stanley.
Right in front of Fred too, and like, oh, what were you saying? Oh, were you saying something, Fred? Oh, you did good, and just a kiss on the cheek. I'm like, wow, you want some of that, Fred? You could do better than that. Come on, you've been chasing her for years.
That purple booty is not worth it.
No, it's not. They also tried to stick in some like shipping between Velma and
Spaceman.
yeah, Spaceman. I don't get where they were going with that. It was cute, but it felt like they weren't going anywhere with it.
I feel like they had enough with Starchild and everything. They were just doing like little quips, especially since she dressed up as him in the beginning of the movie. Oh yeah, the first time we see the Scooby Gang is that they're except for Fred is painted up like Kiss, which is amazing.
That's all I really dislike about this, because the rest is just like very tiny nitpicks in the story. But yeah, that's just me. What about you?
Look at this movie. The things I disliked about this movie, it's very few. I I kind of just, my biggest thing was kind of like some of the voice actors didn't fit. The elder lady, the psychic lady had a voice that was way too deep for her character design.
Yeah.
She was, like Peter said in the chat, it was so full of spaghetti. But, and then besides that, the twist at the end, I felt like, oh, come on. Oh, come on. And I guess the only other thing, which is sort of just a very small nitpick, is that we saw Shaggy and Scooby breathe fire only once. I feel like that could have been for like a bigger resolution than what it was.
If it had been established earlier in the story,
Yeah,
and then the payoff would have been more important.
and also it's just sort of like, why not have the other members of the gang present this stuff? Because it seems like, okay, if he can breathe fire because of something that everyone can do, and especially since apparently it was a hallucination, it would have been cool to see like Velma use lightning or something. That I felt like that would have been cool to have the gang more involved, because at points it just, except for Shaggy and Scooby, it felt like this was a Kiss movie guest starring Scooby Doo.
Yeah, that's the thing that they did with it. They tried to make the whole Kiss lore the main thing, especially when they go off on the spaceship and things just start getting so ridiculous and so stupid that there's a part of me that thinks, okay, this is too stupid to be believed, but I kind of like it. But then there's the logical part of me that's like, okay, what are they doing here? Like, this Scooby-Doo movies are known to throw logic out the window sometimes and reel it in when it really matters.
Mm-hmm.
But here,
it went
so
out
confused.
The window, off a cliff, and into the Pacific Ocean.
Pretty much.
And then the Pacific Ocean went on fire.
How do you light an ocean on fire, though?
A lot of gasoline.
I guess that makes sense.
But,
so, is anything else?
No! Let's get to the stuff we liked.
Okay, the stuff we liked about this. The utilization of the soundtrack. They didn't just throw these songs in for just the cheap use. The songs they put in, they felt important because they fit with what was going on.
Yeah, and plus the score of the movie, like the entire score of the movie was a lot of like rock music and everything, like guitar riffs and stuff. It was very well. The soundtrack is so awesome.
If you're a Kiss fan, like, you're absolutely going to love this, I think.
Yeah, and the animation in this movie, holy shoot.
Compared to like the last movie, the WrestleMania Mystery one, and then you look at this, they've really stepped it up. Like, the facial expressions, the movements, it all feels a lot more natural, and it doesn't feel like forced, I think.
Yeah, they feel a lot more rubbery too. Like, they're just able to do more, like, the demon's face half the time when he's breathing fire is so amazing. And the CGI is actually pretty good. The freaking guitar, spaceship, like, there was just a lot of fun being had with the animation in the movie. It was really well done. And it was, the fact they threw logic out the window and into the Pacific Ocean on fire was what made the movie so great.
Yeah. It took itself seriously, but it did so in a way that it didn't. You know, it's weird to explain.
It's tongue-in-cheek.
It's very tongue-in-cheek. It's very meta in some cases, especially when they keep throwing in, like, the Kiss merchandising stuff. I think what they did right with this movie was knowing that they have an incredibly silly, fanficky idea that combines all these things from, like, Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z and Power Rangers. I know I mentioned those three, but it feels like they draw, like, inspiration from those three specifically, especially Sailor Moon with the transformation sequences, which are almost ripped from the actual show, right down to how they rotoscope it almost. It is... Yeah. It's really funny how they do that, but it also, at the end of the day, when I look at this movie, I know that it's just a big Scooby-Doo Kiss fanfic brought to life, and it goes to the most epically silly proportions, but that's why I like it.
Yeah, and okay, you should buy the DVD just to watch the Destroyer sequence.
I got it wrong. It wasn't Galactus, it's more like MODOK. But...
Yeah, to watch that sequence when they're playing Detroit Rock City and there's a bunch of this stuff going on. That's when I wish Shaggy and Scooby would have breathed fire. They would have stuck their heads out and breathed fire into the guy's face. That would have been cool. But it's just like, this movie was so epically stupid. And given that we watched Be Cool Scooby Doo right before this.
Yeah, we should probably also quickly throw that out. Yeah, when we were streaming this with some friends, we watched the first episode of Be Cool Scooby Doo, and we watched that and looked at it and just thought,
this is so lazy, and this is
lazy and stupid.
Stupid in the wrong way. Like, it felt like it was just wanting to get a quick grab, like use some Family Guy-esque humor and just stupidity, very quick, cheap animation, and flanderize the characters and try to not take themselves seriously.
But here, though, with the traits that they use, they don't overload it. It's like, hey, you've seen a Scooby-Doo movie. You know what they do. We're not going to have them do that all the time through the movie. Here's Skaggy and Scooby having a funny, goofy moment with, like, food. Okay.
Excuse me, Skaggy and Scoogy?
Did I say that? Shaggy and Scooby. Did I mess up that? Whatever. Shaggy and Scooby, they have a funny moment. Like Fred and Daphne and Velma, they have their own moments. But that actually kind of brings up another point. It still feels more like Shaggy and Scooby got more to do in this. But I will say that the others did get something else to do as well. Like
they were
got,
very
like,
balanced
a subplot.
out. They were all very balanced out. I think that's because they split them up with Kiss. Because you have to focus on Kiss because they're the reason why you're making this movie. So they had to give them reasons to do it. Plus, even the Star Child was super fun. Like, they really made Kiss funny in this movie.
Yeah. I was expecting the voice acting from them to be crappy, but they did a really good job, I thought.
Gene Simmons was the best because he was basically the Undertaker in the Flintstones WWE movie. That's basically what he was. And they just had really good humor in this, where it was sort of like, kids can laugh at it, but you would have to be a little bit older to get some of the jokes. And this was the movie that I think I liked Fred the most in.
Yeah.
Fred was just legitimately funny, from his Ascot 5 things to putting his thumb over the camera when he was taking pictures.
Ascot 5, like a thing like that exists.
I want it to exist. I would listen to the shit out of that band.
Yeah, somebody also, I should also mention that while we are recording this, we're also still like streaming and stuff, so we're like reading over some of the stuff in the comments. So one thing a person said in the comments, Puzzle said, it was a lot better than WrestleMania, where Cena was there just to be there. Here, everybody is involved. All 4 members of KISS are involved. They get funny personality traits. They're recognizable, and they're not just there to be there. Though I feel Catman did not get a lot to do. Mm-hmm. I think Demon and Starchild were the two that they focused on most.
Because the thing I was going to worry about, and this happens in every time Kiss appears on something, it's usually the Gene Simmons show. Yeah. But here it's a little bit more balanced out. Like, but it seems like they always never give the drummer enough attention in anything. So I'm glad Spaceman got some attention.
Yeah.
But it was because the drummer and the spaceman are always the two that get replaced, while Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons are the two that always stay. But I just really like this movie. I was surprised with how much I liked it, and it was a good thing that we watched Be Cool Scooby-Doo before, because we show that because they did, in both senses, they did something similar by doing stuff that Scooby-Doo has not done before, do something silly and kind of stupid. But there's one way to do it right, and there's a way to do it wrong. And that's how much effort you put in it. You can do stupid humor, but you have to put effort into it.
Yeah, this feels more like what Scooby-Doo should be. Be Cool Scooby-Doo feels more like an attempt to try and emulate Scooby-Doo, not actually being Scooby-Doo. This is Scooby-Doo to me. Like, you have the voices, you have the personalities, you have everything pretty much played out the way that it's supposed to, and not done too over the top to where it's just like, oh, we know these characters, we've seen them 100 times. They know we've seen them 100 times, so they're just going to be subtle about some of the, the traits that they usually have.
They didn't really flanderize them in this movie either. Like, I mean, Daphne's little bimbo-is, well, that's the thing that seems to just be appearing a lot, but like, they made Velma like this really good sarcastic character. Shaggy and Scooby weren't too scared of their own shadows. Fred was
useless
really good.
in this. Granted, they still had those 2 moments where they hid, but that's them.
That's them.
They aren't incompetent in this one. They're not. They managed to survive. Like, there's the whole log flume scene. They survived just fine on their own. So.
Yeah, and it's just like, I like the joke that they made. It's like, we're with 4 superheroes. Why are we the ones doing the hard work?
Yeah.
like this just had such. It was very smart humor. Like, it wasn't just it wasn't dumb sort of thing. And it's sort of like when you look at movies like Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke and stuff. It's like they weren't high during the movie because they were working hard to make a good movie.
Yeah.
This is what it is. It's a stone. It could be called a stoner comedy, but the thing is that a stoner comedy, a good stoner comedy, is that you can watch it while not being high and still find it funny. So that way when you're high, it's even funnier.
Yeah.
So I thoroughly recommend this movie. This is a great Halloween fic.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
This is amazing. I wonder what the next movie... See, if they're going to be doing this, if this is a way to introduce younger audiences to older bands like Kiss, or make this sort of like the new Scooby Doo movies like back in the 70s, I would fully endorse it if it has as much effort as it was put into this movie.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. When I do recommend this movie. I think that at the end of the day, this is just a fun little attempt to try and bring a fanfic to life, and they succeeded in that. This is... I'm still really surprised that I ended up enjoying this as much as I did, and we both definitely recommend this. It needs to be seen to be believed. No matter how much we talk about it, I think this really needs to be seen to be believed of what lengths they go to in this movie.
It's so amazing. Hold on, I'm looking up what
Hang
the
on a
next...
second. I'm trying to record here. Oh, okay, cool.
So, I looked
I can
up...
edit that out.
Okay. So, Toon Critic, we just enjoyed this good movie. Do you want to know what's the next movie on the Scooby Doo release chart?
I'm actually curious. I don't know what the next one is, so...
It's a classic. Premiering in 2016.
Oh boy.
Scooby Doo WrestleMania 2.
Nope. I'm done. Nope. I'm not doing this shit again.
Toon.
Nope.
Toon?
N-O. I am not touching the sequel.
Toon, come back. Well, I'm all alone. I'm Keyframe. Thanks for watching, everyone.